I'm Johnny Van Wagoner. I'm a trail guide here at Bronco Off-Rodeo in Austin, Texas. Today we are on the ORX, the Off-Road Experience course. We are going to demonstrate a few of the technologies that the Bronco has. First technology will be one pedal drive. Second technology will be the stay bar disconnect. And the last one will be our trail turn assist. So we're just going to make a circle around here, get us staged up at the top of our hill, and go from there. The Bronco does have an automatic releasing parking brake. It's an electronic parking brake. So as you come into drive, as you accelerate through the parking brake, it will automatically release for you. Bronco Off-Rodeo is a driving school, driving experience for Bronco owners initially. Anybody who purchases a Bronco, within the purchase price of their Bronco is an opportunity to come out here for a 2-day driving course. We teach you everything about the Bronco, the ABCs of off-roading, build you a foundation to be able to learn everything about your Bronco and how it applies on an off-roading trail. So we have a controlled training course here that we're going to be on right now, the off-road driving course, the ORX. And then also on property we have 360 acres. On that acre is the Texas Hill Country with many natural features and terrain that we have trails on to use our Broncos. So looking ahead of us right now, we do have a large hill. We're going to head up and over our hill. One of the great technologies that Bronco does have is a 360-degree camera view. So with our 12-inch screen here, we can see everything that we're getting into. So as we navigate up the hill, we look at our windscreen, we got nothing but sky. But we can come down and look at our screen, it's going to show us everything down the hill. Make sure that we're clear, safe to proceed. So at the bottom of the hill is our rock garden. What we're going to demonstrate with our rock garden is one pedal drive. Now, one pedal drive compensates for 2-foot driving. Traditionally, people will use their left foot to control the brake, their right foot to control the throttle. Now, the push of a button in the middle of our G.O.A.T mode button cluster, that's going to give us one pedal drive. So when I let my foot off the brake, one pedal drive is automatically holding the brake for us. And then as I push on the accelerator pedal or the gas pedal, it's going to overcome the braking, allow us to move forward. And then as I ease up on the gas pedal, it's going to automatically apply those brakes. That's going to give us a smoother experience as we drive over the rock. So currently we are in a normal driving mode. And you can see as soon as I pull my foot off the gas, we're stopped here. When we put both my feet out the window, we're not going anywhere right now. And as I ease back on the throttle, Bronco with the Sasquatch package does have best-in-class ground clearance at 11.5 inches underneath the rear differential. Bronco does come with what they term as a bash plate system. So you do have an underbelly skid plate, bash plate that does protect the underside of the vehicle. And then to turn one pedal drive off, all you have to do is select the button again, and it put us back into normal driving mode. Now, one thing though with it, which you might want to see here, on the dash, when I select one pedal drive, you'll see the little icon here, which looks like a foot on the pedal with the 1 in it. That's one pedal drive. The other thing that one pedal drive does is it actually actuates what we call trail control. Now, trail control is your off-road cruise control. It goes from 1 mile an hour, and every half a mile an hour increment above that, up to 20 miles an hour. So on the screen here, if I have one pedal drive active, it defaults to the one pedal drive. But then on my steering wheel, if I use my cruise control buttons, I hit the plus button. Oop, we do have parking brake active for some reason. All right, so as I use the plus button on the steering wheel, we can see the green number on our driver's screen at the speed. So we'll set it at 3 miles an hour as we proceed through the rocks up here. Now, it is maintaining 3 miles an hour. I don't have any foot on the gas, any foot on the brake. It won't go faster than 3 miles an hour unless I tell it to. And then once again, if I brake, it will default down to the slowest speed. So now we're back down to 1 mile an hour. And then the way to turn that off, you can hit your cancel button just like you would to cancel your cruise control, and then you could hit resume and it would take you back to that set speed. If you're doing something else where you don't need that feature, the middle button here on the G.O.A.T mode dial will turn one pedal off and trail control off. Alright, so our next feature that we're going to demonstrate is our trail turn assist. What trail turn assist is commonly referred to as a cutting brake or a tractor brake that you can experience. Competitive rock crawlers use that, and farming implements. Bronco is the only manufactured vehicle right now that gives us what they call trail turn assist. So trail turn assist activates and locks up the rear inside tire, applies the brake to that, turns that brake into a pivot point to allow us to make a tighter turn.
Oh, wow.
So we're going to go through this corner one time without trail turn assist. Our goal is to not drive over any of the rocks in the driveway. If we have to back up, that's acceptable. We'll do another lap through with trail turn assist, and we'll be able to make that corner a little bit easier. Trail turn assist only works in 4-wheel drive. It will work on 4-wheel high. Oh, we're on the rock there, so we're going to back up. It also works in 4-wheel drive low. So it wasn't bad. This time though, we will activate trail turn assist. The way to activate it is right here on our dash. This dash is called our hero switches. They're all large buttons that independently click on. Trail turn assist is our 4th button over with the icon that has the arrow pointing to the right. So if I select that button, it locks up. Now, the way to get trail turn assist to activate is with your steering wheel input. Your steering wheel must be locked all the way over. It's going to apply the brake to the inside rear tire, and we're going to travel around through there. Now with the brake being applied, you need to compensate with a little bit more throttle because the brake's going to slow you down and try and stop you. So we got to overcome that braking, allow that tire to drag as we compensate with a little added fuel pressure or gas pedal pressure. There are some new sounds associated with this, which are the braking sounds, a little bit of ABS sounds. Those are normal. So now as we come through, I cut the tire all the way over. We pivoted around that corner much easier. The great thing though about our dashes up here is everything is selectable. So once you're done using that feature, you can turn it off, on and off, really easy to reach, easy to get to. So just to talk about, when we want to shift into neutral. So traditionally, to go in between different driving ranges with our transfer case, from a high range to a low range, you do need to get in neutral. So with the Bronco, if we're in a high range, which is our normal driving mode, 2-wheel drive high, to get into a low range, which is more of our off-road range, we do need to shift to neutral. In our transmission, we'll select the 4L button. It is just a button, and then our transmission will shift. Sometimes we need to move forward or move back because it is an electronic shifting transmission. Those gears need to line up. If we have any reason to do that, our screen up front here will give us indication, tell us exactly what we need to do to get the Bronco happy to move to where it needs to go. We're already in low range for our demonstration, so we're ready to go. So where we are headed next to will be our articulation mounds. There's some dirt piles that show us a little bit of the articulation of the Bronco. They continuously get larger. So as our mounds get larger, our suspension may travel out completely. We may run out of traction at that point. We can add a couple technologies to help us gain our traction back. So right now our current driving setup is a normal mode, open differential front and rear, stabilizer bar is connected. Our mounds are getting bigger at this point. And right there we got a tire off the ground and our forward momentum is stopped. So looking at the dash, the first thing that we want to do is we want to release our stabilizer bar. With Bronco, even though our suspension is bound up, the stabilizer bar is hydraulically controlled. So at the push of a button, that allows our suspension to relax, gives us more articulation in the front end. The stabilizer bar will stay disconnected unless we exceed 20 miles an hour. Our driver screen gives us that information. We're still a little bit bound up though with our articulation mounts. We have wheel spin. Our goal is to minimize our impact on the terrain. The less wheel spin we have, the better. That way we don't tear the terrain up too much. So the next thing I want to do is go ahead and activate our rear differential locker. The Bronco does have electronic locking differentials. This is our front, this is our rear. They do operate independently, so if I only wanted a front differential locked up, I could just have the front locked up. They are separate buttons. If I wanted the rear locked up, I can activate the rear, or we could lock them both together. So now that they're both together, we have equal traction or equal power to all four wheels of the Bronco. So at this point, we're gonna traverse over a transitional tilt. So we got a little bit of a side tilt. One of the other great things on our screen shows us our off-road angles. So right now we're at a 20-degree side hill. We're sitting pretty leveled forward and back. It also shows our tire pressures and where our power is at. So as we move forward, we're going to transition. So our weight's leaning to one side. As we come through this, our weight's going to transition to the other side. Bronco does that very smooth, very stable. So we're coming up to a little bit of a sand hill. I'm going to show you one more time trail turn assist. So trail turn assist, all we have to do is select our button here again on the dash. We call these our hero buttons. I'm going to drive forward into the sand. Same way to get trail turn assist to activate. I have my button lit up. I'm going to turn my steering wheel over to full lock. And I'm just going to drag through the sand here. Now what has happened is the rear tire on the inside has stopped moving and it's turned into a drag and a pivot point. So we can sit here and spin 360 degrees very easily through the sand. One other cool thing that you can do with the Bronco is, because of its independent action with our differentials, if we need more traction in the front, I can lock up the front differential. That gives us what we like to call as a front dig. Will allow our front tires to have equal traction, pull us through that obstacle a little bit easier. It makes a very, very, very tight turning radius. Trail turn assist will deactivate at